Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Ben Taylor podcast, the home of marine industry insights. We're here at the IBEX studio during the IBEX show in Tampa, Florida, and we're going to hear from SeaTow and Highfield, what they're up to. They're collaborating as well, so we're going to explore that. It's about boat access, it's about boat safety, and lots of interesting stuff around that. So welcome to the podcast. Great to see you, Christophe.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Kristen.
Great to see you, Ben.
So let's have some context first. Let's start over here with Kristen. What is SeaTow about? What's kind of the core mission there?
So SeaTow is your on-water systems company. So we're the yellow boats that have been serving people on the water for over 42 years now. So if the unexpected happens on the water, you're going to give us a call. Hopefully you're a member, and one of our yellow boats with captains is going to come out and service you and make sure you get home safely or take care of your issue. Because unexpected things happen on the water, and people have challenges, and we're there to help them and try to keep them happy boating and keep people boating longer.
Yeah, and then Highfield?
So we make boats, we make ribs, rigid inflatable boats.
And a whole lot of them,
Yeah, a lot of them. Very small, 2 meters up to 30 footers and up. So we are large providers of boats. We make between 8 and 10,000 units a year, and we are expanding in different fields. And yes, it was obviously very interesting to work with SeaTow to provide a peace of mind when people acquire a new boat and a new tender.
Yeah, so I think this peace of mind thing is really important because we've got essentially not enough, there's never enough, but not enough new boaters coming into boating, into boat ownership. And a huge part of that is essentially fear of something going wrong and kind of not being really comfortable with that. So with SeaTow, why does that give them that little bit more confidence?
Well, and I think we have to start with the fact that what we do all day, every day, is take phone calls from people who are having challenges on the water. And we know that the fear of something going wrong sometimes actually prevents people from buying the boat in the first place. And that's the last thing we want. And we're well positioned to know what's going to happen. And we're also well positioned to give people confidence while boating, knowing that, like, should that unexpected thing happen, or should they run aground, should the battery die, should they run out of fuel, they've got someone to call, and they've got a local, we call it like a friend in every port kind of thing. They can call that SeaTow captain, and they're going to know the local waterways. They're going to help you even navigate. They're going to help you get home safely. They might help you troubleshoot. You might go to start the engine and it's not working. Well, the SeaTow captain can even talk you through a variety of different things to get you back underway in boating. Yeah. Because people want to be able to go enjoy with freedom and confidence and feeling like they've got someone who's got their back on the water. And that is the peace of mind that we provide, which will keep people boating longer and help us retain more people.
There's a retention aspect as well, because people stop boating for these reasons as well.
Right. So
it went wrong last time. It wasn't a great day out.
This is frustrating. I can't get home. Who do I call? What do I do? It's like, and that's why we have a membership program as well, because as a SeaTow member, 95% of what you need on the water is going to be covered under that membership. So when you call us, it's going to be just a handshake and a $0, because the average service is a little over $1,000 if you're not a member. And that's another factor of, another cost of boating. Well, we can help address the cost of boating. We can help address the lack of confidence on the water, the challenges people might present. And that is why we started working with Highfield to launch some new programs to help the industry address that attrition and new boater acquisition.
Yeah, so from a boat builder's perspective, why are all these factors so important?
For the same exact reason. So when we design and build the boat, so we want to make sure everything goes well. We build the boat with care, with passion, with dedications. But it's a boat. It's on environment that is sometimes challenging. You have tide, you have currents, you have experiences, and we wanted to make sure through that partnership that we ease. I like the word easing. We ease the access to the boat. We make sure that people feel confident to acquire a new unit and stay on it and have a peace of mind, some sort of an insurance that if something is not going the way they expect, they have somebody on their back.
They're still confident, they're still comfortable, and they still want to spend their leisure time boating. That's
it
the
helps
ultimate.
Improve like the ease of ownership. I mean, it's just another piece of the ease of ownership and the follow through, and another way for dealers and manufacturers to work together with us, to be on the water with their customers. You know, we're the people out there on the water interacting with people on a daily basis, and we can make sure that that experience is a good one.
Yeah,
And you know, we have dealt in the past 30 years with the same customers. You know, 30 years ago they were 45 years old, and now they are a little bit more, you know, aging. So we have these experienced customers. Well, they are not necessarily buying more boats. We need to address the need of a new generation of customer that may not have the same experience, or they may have been on boats but never being the captain of the boat.
Yeah.
Suddenly you turn yourself into being a crew member to a captain, to being responsible of your family and your boat. It's a different experiences.
Yeah, and the demographic, the opportunity for new boaters, it's a different demographic, so it's a different set of problems, and so things like this need to kind of increase and be there to give them,
And
Absolutely.
encourage them into boating. Yeah.
For us, we make ribs. So when you start with the ribs, you have a protection around you.
Yeah,
we
it's
have
nice
a
and
fender,
bouncy.
you know?
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
You know, for new boaters, for people that have less experiences, this is great. It's also a safety element. If it's going really bad, you're gonna float. The things float very well.
Yeah.
You know, this is the design. So the idea with this additional, you know, safety and comfort, we can talk to a new generation of customer. We can talk to more people that want to enter the segment with confidence, with safety in mind. We can talk to ladies that want to become captain.
Yeah.
And they love these kind of boats. They love to, you
Absolutely.
know, to control the destiny of their boats.
Yeah.
And we felt, working with SeaTow, the association of giving on top of that a 6-month support from Highfield to participate in the SeaTow program was a good way for us to say, listen, it's not difficult.
Yeah.
We have your back, we have a good product, you're well protected, and as a peace of mind, we give you that opportunity to enroll with SeaTow.
Right, okay, so if I understand correctly, the partnership is essentially for new boat sales, rather than going, here's your boat, see you next time you want
Exactly.
a boat.
No.
There's a little bit more to that sale and say,
Yep.
well,
We give
along
two
with this
things.
purchase, let's include a SeaTow program. How does that all work? Go into
So
it a bit more.
we give two things. We need the key of the boat and a little plastic credit card.
Okay,
Yellow.
yeah.
The credit card
Yep.
is yellow. It's not a
Never forget
credit
the
card.
credit card.
They get
Yeah.
they get a membership voucher that
Yeah.
basically says,
Right, okay.
look, if you, as that new boat owner, Highfield's going to cover half the cost of a new membership for you. They're going to give you 6 months of SeaTow membership
Yeah.
toward your annual membership. So really, that new boat owner can now get a full gold card membership for half the price. They're only paying $124.50 instead of $249. Highfield's covering the rest of that for them because they believe in the value of that customer having that ease, that peace of mind, the coverage, the confidence, that friend on the water, all those different pieces.
And we hope to attract new people. New
of course,
young
new
customers,
buyers,
new families.
more people buying boats.
Yeah.
That's kind of your
And-
selfish incentive
Yeah,
to
that's-
say, look, we want to sell more boats. Here's a way to do it. Here's part of the brand values at Highfield. This is how it can kind of work.
Yeah.
And let's be frank, boats don't break down, people do. So a lot of things that happen. I mean, again,
I'm going to use that.
we are in the
boat's
business
fine.
of knowing what
Yeah.
happens on the water, and the vast majority of when someone is calling us was some kind of human error. They ran aground, or there wasn't enough fuel in the boat and they trusted the fuel gauge. They should have put more fuel in before they left, or they ran the battery down because they're playing the radio all day, having a great time on the boat with the family. It could be as simple as someone walked by and knocked the engine kill switch lanyard off, and that engine cutoff
didn't
switch.
realize.
We can walk through it with them and get them back to boat if they don't think of it, because we're also seeing in a newer generation, there's less of the DIY and more of the do it for me. So with more people want someone to call to say, I don't know how to do this anymore. I don't know how to repair my engine. I don't know how to take care of this. Like, can you do it for me? And that's another piece of where we come in, is we can help you get back to have someone else either do it at a repair facility, or we can talk you through a couple simple fixes or something like that. And we end up actually getting about 25% of people underway without a towboat ever showing up on scene, because we're able to get people back to boating. No one wants to be at the end of a tow line, but they want to get back to boating. They want to enjoy their time with their family, and that's what we strive to do.
And most of the time, the problem occurred at the very beginning of the ownership, because people don't know their boats. They don't know their environments. They have to learn it. They have to discover
it. Could be a new cruising territory. It could be a new boat system.
Yeah.
So it might be their first boat.
So the idea to give that first year is really, I think, give some confidence and insurance that this is right.
And even for experienced boaters, or this is their second, third, fourth boat, they still want to know that, hey, with this new boat that I just purchased, I can trust it's going to be fine. And God forbid there's something, that one screw isn't in the right spot or something else happens from the manufacturing process. Well, it's unusual, but at least, you have that we can get them back to the dealership so that you can get it taken care of, and it allows the dealership and the manufacturer to take better care of that customer because they're following through the whole ownership experience. And
you're making me think of kind of a car versions, car safety policies. All I can think of is the AA. I'm assuming it's in America as well. Is AA in America?
Yeah, well, so AAA. So
and you still want that, even though you're a perfectly good driver.
In fact,
things can happen. Yeah.
You mentioned the road, and we are covering the road too, right? On trailers. If there is
so
any
there's the option for someone to add trailer care roadside assistance while you're actively trailing to and from the water. SeaTow can help provide assistance.
You'll come and help. Yeah.
Look, someone will leave their truck on the side of the road, but they're not going to leave their boat and trailer because it's exposed. So now you want to make sure you have that as well.
Yeah.
And I will say, one of our trademarks is your road service at sea. It is like AAA, but the other thing to think about is when you buy a car or you buy an RV, roadside assistance comes standard with all of them every time.
That's quite interesting. That's very interesting. But in boating,
but boats don't.
It's not there.
So why, people think like my boat, I might have trouble with my car, I might have trouble with my RV along the way. Like I need I need that peace of mind and backup and knowing who I'm going to call and who's going to come and who's going to take care of me. The boating industry hasn't fully embraced that yet. And what's great about working with Highfield is Christophe said, oh my God, this is perfect. We have to do this. We have to be on the forefront of this because this is going to make people feel more confident about getting into boating. This is going to make people feel better about staying in boating because they're not going to have bad experiences, so they'll stay longer and we can retain more people. Because I think it's something like 80% of new entrants get out of boating within 4 years or something like that. It's some ridiculously large stat.
One element, our tagline, I think it's here, it's there to explore.
Okay.
So what we want is to customer to explore a new environment. And exploration can be very different. You can go in you're an ambassador, you go on this iceberg in Alaska, you're an explorer.
Yeah.
For my wife is to cross the lake and go on the other one through the canal, and that's an exploration. And if we can provide a peace of mind that you can explore to your level of confidence, then you will have fantastic things to say at Christmas. You will remember your season all year long, and you will be eager to do it again the next year. Maybe explore the next lake, who knows. So explorations is part of the tagline.
It's part of the brand values, the mission, it aligns. And so there's clear value in this, but how do you measure it? Have you got methods of actually being able to say this was the impact quite tangibly?
I would say, first we're going to measure in sales. That's an easy measurement.
Always start there.
We can say
everyone's favorite KPI.
I don't know if it's going to be easy to measure it immediately because the company is growing. We are talking to more customers. We're expanding. So that's one aspect. I think the easiest measurement will be your statistic. How many people enrolled that have an Highfield, and
how long did they keep it over time? And Highfield was one of our inaugural participants in the program. So they're on the forefront of this program. We've just rolled it out a couple of months ago. So we've already started seeing people activate those memberships, purchase a SeaTow membership. We'll be able to look at it next year and say what was the retention of those customers as we move forward, and what value they see in it. So and just someone calling to even ask about when they go to explore, calling the local SeaTow captain, using that membership because they can call that local expert and they've got another resource to say, well, where is this new anchorage that I can go spend the night? Well, how do I get into this inlet? We can provide that local advice and navigational tips and everything else as part of the SeaTow membership. So the captains do that.
And do you think this kind of initiative is going to spread to quite a lot of boat builders and it actually benefit the industry as a whole?
I think you already have a few starters company with us, but I would say yes. And there is another thing. When you buy a brand new Highfield, many times you buy another boat. Highfield being a tender. So we introduce the owner of a yacht or of a larger vessels to SeaTow through Highfield. So it's kind of yes, we are supplying the membership, but we also connect the people with the right people to get, to cover their entire
Absolutely.
boating experience.
And like I said, Highfield was one of our first 2 on board with the program. That just said, "This is it. This is what I got to do. I got to be on board here." Also, with the 6-month program, we have Yamaha came on board. Yamaha
Okay,
boats.
yeah, I was going to ask about this because there's the boat OEMs, and then which other stakeholders can engage with this kind of program? So engine manufacturers
So we start with
is
rolling
another
out with
one.
manufacturers. We're out with Highfield, Yamaha, and Cobalt. Have already rolled it out. We are working with local dealers as well. We've had Pocket Yacht roll it out. We're currently
Can marinas do something like this? Is it kind
we
of like
could get all sorts of creative.
right?
With
Yeah,
this.
you go wild.
And this is one level. This is a program within our Sea Care offerings. So we also do have another offering where the manufacturer dealer could include a full year as well. There's just different economics to it. So this is a program that we launched that has good economics on both ends for us. So it's beneficial to the manufacturer, the dealers, and with current margins and everything, they're looking at every dollar. We wanted a program.
Yeah, it's a big benefit for the dealer too. That's something we didn't talk about it. But when you sell a boat, you sell yourself as a dealer. You sell your capacity to serve the customer. You sell the services, and then we have 65 dealers in the U.S. Or we have expanding. These 65 dealers represent probably 5 to 10 different brands. We're talking about more than 100 brands that our dealers network are selling that will now beneficiate from knowing SeaTow and offering the same.
So it's another USP. It's another
we even had
competitive
someone,
edge,
one of Highfield's dealers recently, I saw it activated and I'm like, that's not a Highfield, because one of the dealers believed in it so much they actually took one of the vouchers
Great. Love it.
and used it on another boat brand that they had. I'm like, and I get the concept. I guess going to provide more to Christophe, but we're flexible in that way, and we want to work with people, and it's been a really good thing with a lot
Huge
of
opportunity
enthusiasm,
there.
and
Huge.
we've had other brands that have included full paid memberships over the years as well. I mean, we have Formula actually includes 5 years of SeaTow membership with every boat sold.
Right. Okay.
Pursuit includes a full year. Parker includes a full year. I'm trying to think of Southport 2 years. There's more out there that I'm forgetting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
and there is another big advantage is we talk to people like you. You are interested to share this kind of story. Social media is very important. SeaTow is great at social media. You have a lot of good stories. So the idea is also to
there's the
communicate.
marketing side as well. There's, I mean, you guys must go to unbelievable lengths in research and development to make a unique, competitive product. And for this, through a partnership, to be, overnight, we can install more confidence in all our boaters and just give it another edge. It's right there.
We are a world company, but we are still a small company. I feel it's not a huge company. So for me, partnering with SeaTow, which is an American multi-generational company, if I'm right,
Yes.
That is an entity in our environment, give me credibility. And I love that. We do the same with engine suppliers and trailer suppliers and so on. So we build also around, I feel, credibility. I think we also bring some credibility to SeaTow.
What I was going to say on the other side of this is exactly what I was thinking. Highfield builds a very high quality boat, and they're using high quality engines. And we're the first ones to say that boats and engines are more reliable than ever before, especially with the move to even more outboards. You're seeing people have more redundancy in the engine. So boating has gotten much more reliable, and the engines are much more reliable, and it's not about the boat, it's about the person. And here's Highfield, who builds an extremely high quality boat used, across the world by many, many people. And we know it's a quality boat. So it gives credibility to the program that, yes, you can include this. It's not saying anything negative about your product. It's really talking about, no, I believe in my product. I want my boaters to have confidence, and we want more people out there boating and staying boating for longer.
We have many, I feel, crossing the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean, not by themselves, on boats, as tenders. So but they are exposed to amazing, stress, environmental, sun and wind and wave and salt. And so we are, I think, a testimony of good product. Now here, we have the support from SeaTow, and we hope that more people will enjoy the concept of buying peace of mind and being with us.
It's a nice, easy win-win.
It is, and it's another way for SeaTow to be involved working with the industry on retention and attracting new boaters, because it's a big focus in the industry right now.
Yeah, like Discover Boating, huge initiative, big mission, and to be part of that and help it along, like it's...
Yeah, we all have to be a part of it. The whole industry has to come together to say, how can we all collaborate to be on the same page, moving together to say, let's make the boating experience as wonderful as it can possibly be. Let's get over the barriers of entry. The big barriers of entry are, the cost of boating, which I can't do too much about other than reducing your towing costs or your service costs. But beyond that, I can help with the confidence. We can help with facing the challenges. We can overcome that barrier.
Absolutely.
And all of us working together will just make that better and build boating in the decades to come.
And our target is you. You are the target, Ben. You are, I mean, do you have an Highfield? Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but he's going to get a Highfield soon.
Because you represent, young generations that have different expectation. You may want to travel with your boats. You may want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You may have a smaller car.
Yeah, we may hire. We may do the boat club thing.
You probably have
might charter
a dogs or maybe some kids yet. But you are the generation we need to not target is not the right word, but to seduce.
Seduce. I like it.
Not sure if that's better.
Target, let's take target.
show
to encourage into
why this is a
boating.
good choice for outdoor recreation. Why?
Yeah.
And I feel,
the value of
it. If you look at the cost is a big challenge, as you know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I would say many boat companies during COVID and after are not focusing on the entry-level product or the affordable boats. They really devoted their development in big product, expensive triple quad applications, premium product.
Yeah.
We have also to think of you.
Yeah.
Where maybe you will have a quad,
Yeah, so once affordability is out of the way, then there's a whole other set of issues that have to align before you become a boater.
Yeah.
Once you get past affordability, you need to get over the other barriers to entry to boating.
I've got into quite a few conversations like this, like on the confidence side, because so many of the industry are boaters themselves, myself included. We all just kind of think, people are used to this.
No, they're not.
People used to, you just take this vehicle out on the water and it won't sink, it'll be fine. And the analogy we came up with was it's like going in a plane. So because that's unrelatable to most of the industry, they're going up in like a little Cessna private pilot kind of territory.
Go fly the
and
plane.
being like, well, I'd be pretty scared doing that. I'd want to know exactly what I can do and how safe it is before jumping in the plane and going for it. And so maybe that's a better perspective to take.
You're right. In North America, you don't even have to have a boat license. It could have been grandfathered to you if you are a certain age.
Okay.
For the young generation, you have to pass these boat safety, things, but it's really basic.
Right.
So we are putting people in a very unusual environment with wave currents, wind, and so on, without any proper training. It's different in Europe or in certain countries around the world. Overtraining is a restriction, so it can be detrimental to expanding our business. But people are going boating without necessarily the right experiences. And so again, that's one good reason to provide assistance and support and a safety net. So if there is something wrong, they will take the times to learn your boats, to learn your environment before you go further away to explore.
Absolutely. And have some, again, the local SeaTow captains are such a great resource as well. Being able to answer questions for members, being able to help them navigate the local areas. Look at how many tricky inlets are out there. Just knowing where's the shoaling this week, what's happening. Just having that person you can call and interact with beyond just your boat dealer, who's available on weekends and evenings. And the SeaTow captains are on call 24/7, 365. They're that local resource. They're incentivized to try to help you as quickly as possible and get you back underway, get you home safely. Safety is at the core of everything that we do, and it's a great thing. And I'm very appreciative that Highfield was willing to jump in as one of the new participants in this new Sea Care program that we have. And
now I'm going to watch this closely. It makes so much sense. But in a couple of years' time, I can imagine quite a lot of OEMs coming on with this. This makes perfect sense.
It needs to become a standard. It needs to come with boat.
Again, every car and RV comes with roadside assistance. Why doesn't every boat come with on-water assistance?
Good point.
Perfect. Exactly. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much for
I've
having
learned
us.
a lot.
Thank you, Ben.
Great to hear about
nice.
this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody, if you enjoy content like this, make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. All being well, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.